Welcome to the Redflex. We have more match reaction from Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. And what an absolute honour, an absolute privilege. One of my good friends joins us on the Redflex, makes his first appearance. Suhail, big thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Redflex. I heard good things about the show. Excited to be on.
It's an absolute honour to have you. Hopefully we can break that 1 million views and go viral today, hopefully, fingers crossed. Just before we go into the video, just a reminder for everybody, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe to the Redflex. Okay, Suhail, let's get straight into this game. So approximately around 3:30, the squads came out. What were your initial reactions when you seen the lineups come out?
I thought it was a pretty decent team. I was a bit shocked with Lindelof starting. I thought the big man Eric would get the nod.
The big man Eric.
Yeah, I think the last few games he's been where he's played, he's been probably the best defender. But I think the midfield was expected. Martial was fit, so I think Ollie was going to start him over Cavani.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was a decent lineup.
What did you think of Pogba on the right? Was that all right with you? Did it sit well with you?
Well, he can play there, so I think Pogba anywhere across the midfield he can do a job. I think playing further forward, he is a lot better than he is when he's sitting back. I think he played well today. I think he had one of his better games. I was a bit disappointed with the way he took his shot. I thought, anywhere apart from that.
It was a setup.
Yeah, you would have scored that.
Well, it's funny that you get onto that. So for everybody that's tuned in, I'll share a little personal story with everyone. So obviously, I know Suhail professionally and personally as well. We've played a lot of football together. They used to call us the Rio and Nemanja of the five-a-side. Do you remember any of our great performances, Suhail? Do you want to share a little story with anyone from what you remember?
Anything? Well, we were formidable. That's all I can say. I think a previous guest of yours can agree to that as well.
I think just while I have you on here, then can you confirm what I said in a previous video? Chris Jones used to live in my back pocket.
He did, apart from when he was our striker up front.
Oh yeah, I think when you're on his team, you appreciate what he does. But saying that, though, I've seen you score some absolutely humdingers, should we say, some crackerjackers, especially seven-a-side.
Centre backs like to go racing forward and have a shot now and then. We've seen Maguire score one against Tranmere, I believe. That was a humdinger.
That was an absolute pile driver.
Yeah, so just try and copy what the big boys do.
Absolutely. Okay. So you were happy with the team. First half, I thought first 15, 20 minutes, Liverpool started well, but I think we started coming into it. What were your opinions on the performances of Fred, performances of Pogba, performances of our attacking quartet in the first half? How did you think it went?
Yeah, I think like you said, Liverpool started the game a lot better than we did, especially with Thiago in the middle. He was orchestrating everything. He was doing a good job at sort of picking out passes and making space. And our midfield didn't really get a hold of him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But then I think towards sort of the last 15 minutes of the first half, I think we grew into the game. And yeah, I think attacking-wise, I don't think we played well in the whole 90 minutes. I think we were pretty poor. I think Liverpool were also quite poor going forward. But I think we grew into the game. Could have done a lot more with the balls that we had. I think, Rashford is a bit wasteful. Could have passed a few more times. I think Pogba played well. Like I said, I think the chance he had, he should have hit it towards the side of the keeper rather than straight at him. I think Fred and McTominay had a pretty decent game as it grew. Bruno, I thought he had apart from his free kick, I don't really remember anything positive that he did. He just sort of ticking along, not really doing anything special. But yeah, I think it was a game to be won, but for both sides really.
I think we'll get onto that in a little bit more detail. But second half, then obviously the boys come in at half time. It was 0-0 game in the balance.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think Liverpool did much in the second half. Yeah, I think they had about 18 shots, maybe 3 or 4 on target. The best chances of the game definitely fell to Man United. Rashford had a chance to put Cavani through, didn't. Fernandes had a great chance, should have scored. Pogba had a great chance, should have scored.
Yeah.
Do you think it was 1 point gained or 2 points dropped?
In the grand scheme of things, I think 2 points lost with the chances we had at the end. But if we were to take the whole game into consideration, then yeah, I think they probably played a bit better overall, but we had the better chances. Just didn't take them.
What did you think of Bruno Fernandes' performance? I know you touched upon it before, but is it something that we should be concerned about?
I think he looks tired. I think
he has played a lot of football.
Yeah, he's played a lot of football. He seems to, he plays the full 90 minutes every week, almost every week.
I found it interesting when he was coming off, though. There was a little bit of something going on.
Yeah, a little summit.
Yeah, a little something going on.
No, I think he was right to be taken off. I'd have probably taken him off a bit sooner. But I think he wants to win the game, so he's going to be annoyed. He's that type of player. He wants to win. But yeah, I think he just looks tired. But he's been like that the last few games, I think.
One thing that I would like to see what you think. So obviously there's a lot of hype, especially last season, we've got a great front three, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood. Obviously this season we're throwing Cavani in the mix. But me personally, Rashford, Martial, are they that good? Because Martial's finishing seems like it's gone worse. This season, he's nowhere near as productive as last season. Rashford, I always think that there's a little bit of greediness coming into his game. His finishing's not great. His decision-making is not great. What's your views on our attacking kind of problems at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's too inconsistent. I think, like you said, Martial's form compared to last season hasn't been that good. He's not been too bad the last few games, but yeah, he can do a lot more. Rashford, like you said, so many times he could just make the pass or delay his run because he's been offside quite a few times, not just today, but in the last few games. And then, he brought Cavani on to change things, but didn't really do too much for me.
I don't think he did pretty much anything, really. I think maybe when Rashford could have got him through, maybe that's something like he got involved with. But apart from that, I don't remember him doing much. I thought Luke Shaw was brilliant today. To be honest, I'm not his best of fans. I think Tellez, me personally, I'm just a Tellez guy. I think he's got that little bit of something about him, that little bit of unpredictability, and he definitely looks like a United type player. But I thought he was excellent today.
I'm on the other side. I think Tellez has made Luke Shaw a much better player, especially this season.
I'd agree with that.
The last few games, he's probably been one of our best players. I thought today he was, well, he got man of the match, I think. And he kept Salah out, kept Salah in his pocket. He had a great game, I thought. I think that's what we kind of need on the right, someone to push Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I think competition for Wan-Bissaka, and maybe we could get the same result. But I thought Wan-Bissaka did all right today as well.
Yeah, he kept Mane quiet for most of the game. He looks better going forward, I think, Wan-Bissaka, but sometimes I find he's a bit too out of position. So he's forced into these.
From the other side.
What was that?
I said, especially when you get crosses towards the back post, Wan-Bissaka usually is there getting exposed.
Yeah.
I've seen it quite a few times.
Yeah, even in the game against Burnley, I think he was almost caught out with these long balls over the top. But I think today he was a bit better. But yeah, Lindelof for me was the best defender today, as well as.
I mean, I thought BeIN should have started, but I think Lindelof did do well.
Yeah, he made a few important tackles, interceptions as well. Had a good game. He warranted his place in the lineup, but I think a lot of fans favour Mr. Eric.
Me included. I don't know why, because you know my kind of vision for football. You know that I like to play in defence. I like those hard tackles. I like, a bit of aggression, a little bit of, the essence of the fact that you want a clean sheet. So I don't know, Eric Bailly ticks those boxes for me. I mean, for you, are you more favoured towards Bailly, or do you not mind Lindelof?
I don't mind Lindelof, but personally I prefer Bailly. I think in terms of his skill sets, I think he's a better centre half. Him and Maguire, I think, complement each other better. He's got the pace, he's got the strength, he's better in the air than Lindelof is. But Lindelof had a good game, so you can't really complain today.
So, in terms of, obviously the game finished 0-0, I think ultimately, as a United fan, you'd have to take that, show signs that we've improved. But Suhail, where do you think this leaves us in the picture of the title, in the short term and the long term? Are we in this title race?
I think we're definitely in the title race. I think thing is, this season it's a strange one because there's so many teams at the top. You got United, City, Liverpool, Leicester still plucking away, and then you've got teams like Everton who aren't too far away either. But I think it's going to be an interesting season. It'll be definitely in the race, in my opinion.
So I'll tell another story for everyone that's watching. I think the last time we watched a Man United Liverpool game, I think it was myself, you and Chris. I think it was Oxford Road. We were watching United versus Liverpool Europa League. And I think on that time, I think Coutinho knocked us out. So having Chris on the show, having yourself on the show, I was really, really hoping, we could break that streak. 3 years undefeated at Anfield. It does seem like a bit of a missed opportunity. But I'm sure for the next game against Liverpool, which isn't too long away, hopefully we can get Mr. Jones and yourself back on the Redflex, and we can really give some stick to Chris and see whether or not we can get that elusive victory over Liverpool. Just before I ask you the man of the match and we wrap this video, another reminder for everybody to make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe to the Redflex. We've had a lot of content, a lot of videos hyping this game against Liverpool. Unfortunately, it's finished 0-0. We will have more stuff on the Redflex. We'll have the preview to the Fulham game, the match reactions to the Fulham game, and then obviously the build-up to the FA Cup cup tie against Liverpool. So just before we wrap this up then, I'm very, very intrigued to find out, Suhail, who was your man of the match then?
For me, it was Luke Shaw. I think from minute one, he was our best player. Didn't really make too many mistakes for me. I think attacking wise, he was great. He was the one who was trying to create chances, like the one with Bruno. Defensively, he kept Salah quiet. So for me, it was Luke Shaw.
Worst player?
Worst player on the pitch. Oof. It's a toss-up for me. It's Bobby Firmino.
Bobby Firmino, yeah. To be honest with you, I actually forgot that he was playing until he got subbed off.
Yeah, I think he didn't really do anything. And for us, I think, as much as we all love him, I think Rashford didn't really do enough. I think.
Do you think he's got too much stuff going on outside of football? Do you think that is something, or is that easy to kind of throw at him? or do you think he just had a poor game?
Yeah, I think that's two separate things. I think he's doing great things off the pitch, and we all know he's great on the pitch. Yeah, it's just sometimes, you go through a bad patch, but it'll come good.
Hashtag 21, are you a believer?
Always. It's going to be a crackerjacker. But
a crackerjacker, humdinger, for sure. Can we get a bit of confirmation from you? Are we going to see you return to the Redflex in the build-up to the Liverpool game? Mr. Jones says he's going to be coming back on, so is that something we can sign you up live on the Redflex, live in front of the world? Can we get you to sign to that contract right now?
Send me that contract. I'll put my pen to
Cross the T's, dot the I's.
You know what it's all about.
Absolutely. I think that pretty much wraps up today's video. A big thank you once again for coming on the Redflex. I'm pretty confident that this video, we're gonna smash the 1 million mark on this one. I think this is the one that takes the Redflex to new heights, and we're gonna see stardom, superstardom like we've never ever seen before. But again, thank you for coming on. That pretty much wraps up all the match reactions for today. As I said, tune in for the match preview against Fulham and the match reactions against Fulham. The game that was built up like no game was built up, the biggest game of the season, unfortunately finished in a 0-0. However, I think the season still has prospects for it to turn out to be a successful one. Hashtag 21, you just never know. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again real soon.
Yes.